I start having problems. Like, am I the problem at this point? Am I the problem? I need to figure out. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Eureka and this is Eureka's Life. So if you haven't watched part 1 and 2, I just recommend you do that before watching this video. If you notice, part 2 and 3 were both recorded together because I have on the same thing. So I said I just wanted to go ahead and get these stories out of the way so I can be done with ex-boyfriend stories for a while. So if you watch part 2, you know that I ended up moving across the country basically. So if you want to figure out what happened and the details leading up to me moving, just keep on watching. So you guys, like I said, I ended up talking to somebody else at my job in the last video. So we ended up talking, and just like every other relationship, we started off good. But I kept in mind in this situation to not just make a relationship with someone serious that had kids, because I was done with the whole kids thing. It wasn't the kids that was the problem. The whole baby mama stuff was the problem. So I was like, no baby mama drama for me, so I'm good on that. So mind you, this person didn't have a kid. He still don't have a kid. But what he did have was, I guess, a little girl that he claimed and he took care of. But he claimed nothing ever happened with the mama of that girl. So I guess they were just childhood friends or friends from whenever. And all of a sudden she had a kid and the dad left and he stood up to the plate. And he's still doing, you know, what he have to do for the girl. But you will see over some time that that caused a lot of problems with us, because I just didn't like all of that. So like I said, everything started off fine. We worked at the same job, but in this case, he worked at a whole different department basically from my department. So we were never around each other unless he had to come to my side or I had to go to his side of the job. So, and that was rare. So if he did come over there, it was just to see me. So it was rare. So we were doing good and we were friends first. We didn't make it official when we first started talking. We were texting back and forth. I could tell he was a texting person more so than an on the phone type of person, because we always text. We was texting up a storm. So we ended up going places together, going on dates, going on walks and stuff, because he was getting into fitness and stuff. So I would join him or try to join him in certain stuff just to, you know, spend time with him and fix my problem areas as well. So yeah, we ended up doing all that and everything was good. And we ended up taking pictures and I was posting them on Facebook and stuff like that. And then he wanted an apartment. So when he got his apartment, I didn't know how this situation was going to be, because basically he didn't ask me to stay there, but he didn't tell me to leave either. But I know he wanted me to stay the first night at least. I knew that because he said it. So I stayed the first night. He got his apartment. All of his furniture was in there. And again, my name was not on anything. Nothing. But yeah, I helped him. I can't even say I helped him do nothing either. I ain't help him do anything either. But yeah, so I was starting to live there, and it'll be like the last situation. It'll be weekends that I would go home and I would stay with my mom for a little while and then come back. So yeah, so everything was good. We was staying together or whatever. He had 2 female best friends that I had no problems with or whatever. We weren't around each other a lot, but we've been around each other a couple times. Like we went out to eat and stuff like that. So yeah, we was good. But it was this particular day, because we weren't official, and at that point I was trying to make us official, because I'm like, I'm staying here all the time, I don't understand what's the problem. And he kept trying to just keep me in that friend category, but I was always at his house. So I was entertaining other people. It was, like I said, it don't be serious. It's just the fact that I don't know why you're not trying to make me your girlfriend. So of course I'm gonna talk to other dudes because I'm feeling like you playing me or whatever. So I was texting other people, and this particular day me and him were sitting in the living room watching TV, and all of a sudden he was like he needed some cheat codes. He needed to find some cheat codes or whatever for a game on my phone because his phone had died. So in my head, I'm like, you ain't playing the game now, so why do you need the cheat codes now or whatever? But I just ended up giving it to him because I didn't have anything to hide. We weren't boyfriend and girlfriend. So instead of him going to do the cheat code stuff, he ended up going through my messages, reading stuff. So he had an attitude and he was mad about stuff, you know. And I'm like, what you mad for when at the end of the day you said you didn't want, you know, to have a title or whatever, and we were cool just being what we were? And I'm like, that's confusing because you can make it seem like we're this and we're that, but we're really nothing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so ever since then, so from then on, everything was kind of shaky. Like we were having problems about this, we were arguing about this. He would go and leave and not come back until this time or whatever. I'm like, this your house, dude, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't matter. And plus we're still not in a relationship, so the little stuff you're doing, it's bothering me. Don't let me lie to you, it was bothering me, but at the same time, you're not mine. So it got to a point where he said he wanted to leave town, not because of this situation. This time had progressed, so he wanted to leave town and he wanted to go 14 hours away. And that was the most devastating thing ever because at this point we're girlfriend and boyfriend now. So he wanted to go 14 hours away from where we were staying, and I didn't like it at all. So he was like, well, I'll be back or whatever, and you can come too, I'll come back and get you or whatever. And I'm like, okay, not thinking he for real or whatever. I'm thinking it's still a joke. He was like, I'm for real, I'm leaving or whatever. And he was like, I already got my bus tickets and this and that. He showed me the bus tickets or whatever, and that was that. So we ended up having to leave out of his apartment and we started staying at his stepdad's house. So we stayed at his stepdad's house for like the whole week before he left, because mind you, my car had broke down, so we were depending on his car. So that was my way to work. So I was staying with him or wherever he was to be able to get to work, because I felt like it was easier to get 5 minutes to work as opposed to 45 minutes from my mama's house. So yeah, so I was like, this is devastating. And the whole time I'm stressing about my car. I'm stressing because my car was having a lot of recalls on it and stuff like that. So it was like I was stressing out, and it's hard not having a car after being so dependent on, you know, your stuff, your own car. So it was hard for me. And I ended up posting pictures of us and him by himself on Facebook when he left, and writing a long message or whatever. And he didn't respond. He didn't say nothing to it until I got on his case or whatever. And I'm like, what? So when he left, he went on by, he got there by bus, and I remember crying. Like I was so sad that he was leaving, because although we had problems in the past, our bond was like this. Like we were like this, and anybody could see that we was like this. So it was like, dang, why would he leave? And I had went to work late when he left because I was at the bus station right by his side. And I remember being at work sad, and everybody asking me, are you okay? Because people at work knew, because he worked there too. So they were like, are you okay? Like, it's gonna be all right. He gonna come back and get you. It's all right. Some people was like, just leave him alone. He left you, girl. Blase, blase. So a month went by, and we were just Google doodling a lot. And he finally was like, well, you can come up here. He was like, I get a plane ticket. I could fly down there to get you, and that'll be that. And we could drive back. because I had just got a new car. The car was brand new. It had 10 miles on it when I got it. So me bringing it up here was like crazy. So yeah, that's how it went. He got a plane ticket. He caught his flight. I picked him up from the airport, and 2 days later we were on the road. Like, everything was good. So we get to his brother's house, because that's where we will be living until we got our own house. That was my plans or whatever. So we get to his brother's house, and his brother was cool, and his brother's girlfriend was cool or whatever. Even though I had heard bad things about her from my boyfriend at the time, but I still gave her the benefit of the doubt. I was cool. I'm like, as long as people cool with me, I'm cool with them, especially if I'm in their house. I'm not trying to cause any disturbance. I'm not trying to cause any problems. I'm up here because my man up here or whatever, and we trying to get our own house. So they told us to stop paying, you know, our part of the rent or whatever, and everything was good. So I ended up getting my job that I have now, and I started working. And as soon as I got here, he was normally on day shift, but as soon as I got up here, he started working night shifts. So I was basically at the house without him at nighttime. But I would have to go pick him up like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, because that's when he got off, and then sleep for a little while longer, and then be at work at a certain time, which was 9:30. So it was kind of hard because I was the only one with a car. His car didn't come up here, so it was like, it was hard, but I wasn't complaining. I was just happy that I was here or whatever. So time goes on, and we start having problems. I start having problems. Like, am I the problem at this point? Am I the problem? I need to figure out. I threatened to leave, but where was I going? I didn't know nobody. So I ended up leaving with some stuff in my trunk. I went to sit in the IHOP parking lot, and his sisters and everybody was trying to talk me back to the house, because they were like, you don't know anybody up there, blase, blase, why are you out, and this and that. I talked to my mom, but she was like, just do what you gotta do and let me know. You know what I'm saying? My mama, my ride or die. So I ended up going back to the house, and we talked it out, and we were starting to have problems when it came to Facebook and girls and stuff like that. I didn't think he was being sneaky as far as being with other girls or talking to other girls in that way, but I just felt like he was a little too friendly. And mind you, the child's mother that he take care of, she had a lot to say about the pictures that I posted on Facebook, and it would cause problems because he would come tell me stuff like that, but he would also expect me not to think that they didn't have anything going on, because why would she even place her mouth on our situation if it didn't have anything to do with her? So we got into a lot of arguments about that, and we talked about that, and he kept telling me it's nothing there. I don't know why she do the stuff that she do or whatever. And I'm like, how you don't know? You the one talking to her about this little girl. You the one having to have this co-parenting relationship with her. So how don't you know why she's doing what she's doing? And she'll start posting stuff on Facebook and stuff like that about what he was doing for the child or whatever, and everything was rubbing me the wrong way, because I just felt like she was being petty and the stuff was for attention and stuff like that. So I just couldn't. So it was one particular night that he went to work, and I got on the phone, and I started talking about my experiences there so far. And I guess the brother didn't like how I was talking, but it wasn't nothing bad. I was just telling the person I was talking to about my experiences and what me and him was going through, me and my boyfriend at the time. So it was like, I was just sitting there with a computer, a laptop on my lap, and the lights were shining in the dark in the living room. And the brother just walked past me and went out the front door, but he was mad. You could tell he was mad by the way he was walking. He walked out and he slammed the door. So I'm like, what the hell wrong with him? The whole time I'm on the phone or whatever. I'm like, what's wrong with him? And he went to McDonald's and came back, and I guess he bought them some food, and when he dropped the food off to her in the room, when he came back in the living room, and he was like, I don't appreciate you talking on the phone like that, because by that time I was off the phone. And I didn't even know he was talking to me. I thought he was on the phone trying to get away from his girlfriend. So I'm thinking he on the phone in the front room. So I'm like, you talking to me? He was like, yeah, I'm talking to you. So I was like, hold on, I can't see because it was dark. So I cut the light on, and I was like, huh? He was like, I don't appreciate you being on the phone talking to this person and that person about this and about that. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody. You ain't got to tell your business on the phone. I'm like, what you coming at me about a conversation I was having on my phone? He was like, yeah, and I don't appreciate that you talking to another nigga behind my brother back while he at work. I'm like, first of all, you don't even know who it is. And second of all, why is you even coming at me if you heard the good things I was saying and the bad things? So what's the problem? So basically after that, he was like, well, you can get your stuff and you can just go ahead and leave or whatever. And where I'm at, it's illegal to try to kick somebody out of an apartment after 60 days or 30 days. And I could have went through with all that. I could have got the police involved because I had mail coming there. I had my stuff coming there. So it was like, I could have fought that. But I'm like, he didn't get mad at me for having a phone conversation. Or he didn't get mad at me for the stuff that I was saying because what I was saying wasn't bad. He just didn't want me here in the first place. So I started packing up my stuff again, and I was leaving because I'm like, I'm not gonna be somewhere I'm not wanted. I don't care how far I am from home. I'm not about to be somewhere I'm not wanted. So I packed my stuff up at 8 o'clock at night while my boyfriend was at work. I packed my stuff up and I got in my car and I started driving. So I drove to my boyfriend's job and I started calling him, just calling and calling or whatever. And because he was at work, it was hard for him to be on the phone, or it was hard for us to have a good signal, or something was going on. So I just kept calling and calling until he finally answered because he claimed he went to the bathroom. So I told him about the situation or whatever, and come to find out he had already known about the situation because his brother, when he was on his way to McDonald's, he had called him and told him himself. So I felt like he knew what was going on, and he still didn't warn me when his brother was coming back to kick me out, and he wasn't gonna tell me nothing. He was just there. Like, he didn't care that I was getting kicked out of his brother's house, and he didn't fight for me. He didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? So when I talked to him, he was like, it ain't nothing I can do. It ain't nothing I can say. This is his house or whatever. And I'm like, you know, I came 14 hours away from my mama's house just to be here with you, and you don't fight for me. You don't say nothing. You don't even warn me that your brother coming back home just to kick me out. You don't say nothing. And basically, we didn't resolve anything when it came to that situation. So I ended up staying in a hotel that night. And then fast forward, my co-worker knew about my situation because we grown like this. She's currently my sister-in-law. But yeah, we grew like this bond, this type of a bond. And she was like, you can just stay with me. And I'm like, I don't want to intrude on nobody. You know, home, I don't want to do that. But she was like, if whatever you got going on don't work, you can just stay with me. Mind you, I was hopping from place to place, basically. And she was like, you could just stay with me. At least that'll give you a place of stability, you know, whatever. Because I was telling her about my anxiety or whatever. So she was like, at least you'll have stability. This will be your time to just accumulate your money so you can just get a house of your own, get an apartment of your own or whatever. And that's where I ended up. And that's how I'm in my own house today, because she let me stay with her and I accumulated my money. I got all my money together and I was able to stay here. So if you have any questions, please comment down below, and don't forget to like my video and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.